Okay. The Wi-Fi speed testinator. Hello, this is the Ramp 2020 Skyworks Incorporated group and presenting our project. I'm Braden Toth, mechanical engineering major.
I'm Jasleni Janau, chemical engineering major.
Eileen Monahan, I'm a mechanical engineering major.
I'm Ashlyn Lund, mechanical engineering major.
And I am their near peer mentor, Ariel Josil.
Why do we need Wi-Fi? In today's world, we require Wi-Fi in everyday lives. So why should we not know how well it's working? Next slide, sorry. Your Wi-Fi connection is important everywhere you go. Being able to connect with everyone around you is essential in today's age, and knowing the best location for the strongest network on your best Zoom calls. Next slide. Oh, next slide.
Okay, so as most of us know, within the 21st century, Wi-Fi has become an essential part of our lives, especially due to recent events. So the Wi-Fi speed testinator can be used by students, teachers, professors, companies, employees, employers, gamers, streamers, or anybody who needs a stable connection to the internet.
Our building process. We first start with the launch pad that connected the USB and serial monitor. Then we started with the Wi-Fi booster pack that detected the strength of your Wi-Fi and sent the data Adafruit on the dashboard. Then we used the booster pack that had the LCD and showed the name and the strength of your Wi-Fi. Then we had Adafruit that represented our data collected and also made a graph. We used MATLAB to convert that graph to show time. Next slide.
Here is an exciting end-to-end diagram of the code. For the setup, the code defines libraries to be included and variables related to the LCD, things like screen width, height, that sort of thing, color, font. The user-defined variables in that sequence are the SSID, the password, the Adafruit IO key, and the Adafruit feed name. These essentially make it so that it is the user's own Wi-Fi network and Adafruit that are being used. For the main code, the launchpad attempts to connect with the Wi-Fi network. If unsuccessful, the serial monitor will print ... on repeat. If it is successful, the serial monitor will print the Wi-Fi status. Then the user pushes a button, and the LCD displays the SSID and RSSI, the received signal strength indicator, measuring the strength of the Wi-Fi connection. Then the RSSI is sent to the user's Adafruit feed and is then graphed automatically. If we were developing this further, we would make it so that instead of the user having to push a button, it would operate off of its own internal timer and could be used for long-term analysis over the period of hours and even days. Next slide. Here are some examples showing signal strength versus time from 3 different households. The lower the number is, the stronger the connection is. Next slide.
All right, so a little bit about Skyworks Solutions. Skyworks Solutions is a semiconductor manufacturer company specifically for radio frequency and mobile communications. Some of the products they make include power amplifiers, modules, and wireless infrastructure equipment. Some of the companies Skyworks sells their products to include Amazon, Google, Bose, Microsoft, and others. Some of its competitors include Texas Instruments, NXP, and Analog Devices. Our mentors included a customer quality engineer, which is someone who is a problem-solving expert and who works with technical resources, a principal equipment engineer, which is someone who goes through processes to prevent further issues, and a project manager, which is someone who manages projects to meet requirements. Industry insights. The mentors from Skyworks gave our team beneficial insights regarding working in groups and professional ways to cope when things don't occur as planned. Our mentors provided pointers on how to become the most productive versions of ourselves, both in the workplace and within our daily lives. Communication is key, especially when time constraints are in place. Motivate yourself. The best motivation comes from yourself. If you don't push yourself, no one will. There's a 30-second impression time frame. Your first impression forms others' opinion on you. Understand how you can help yourself and others. Know what resources you have and how you can help others. Collaboration is important. Be aware of other members in your team. You will almost never work alone. For lessons learned, studying to become an engineer is a challenge in itself, a test that carries on into the work field. As an engineer, your job never stops and is never specific. You can create your own path with any lens you'd like. You are faced with new challenges on the daily, whether it be in the workplace, working on a project with your team, or with your boss. Reflecting will give you insight in areas that you need to improve on. Networking is essential. Creating awareness to address any given issue while managing how others view you is key.
So our group would like to give a huge thank you to Kathleen, Elena, and Cynthia from Skyworks, who took time out of their incredibly busy schedules to come and give us some insight about what it is to be an engineer. Also, we'd like to thank our amazing mentor, Ariel, for taking time out of her busy schedule again to guide us not only through this program, but in different life lessons. We'd also like to thank Professor Chandra and Professor Phillips for helping not only to get our project working, but also just being amazing mentors and giving us this awesome experience. So thank you guys.